Hello, everyone. Kit Hutchinson here from Kit's Rock Review. And as you all know, today is March 1st, the first day of March. And what does March mean? For a lot of people, March means two things. It's either St. Patrick's Day, because you're good in Irish, like my 7-time great grandfather coming over from Dublin, or it's also basketball, March Madness. But for me personally, March means one thing, and I don't know if you can see my T-shirt here, the Allman Brothers Band. And why does March mean the Allman Brothers to me? Well, back when the band was together, they used to do this run at the Beacon Theater in New York City. Every March, they'd play the Beacon Theaters. They'd do a run of shows. It was sort of like their pre-season for their summer concert tours. And I looked it up. They played the Beacon Theater in New York City 239 times between when they got back together in 1989 and when they broke up in 2014. In fact, right here, this is a CD, a triple CD from their last ever show, which was at the Beacon Theater in New York City on October 28th, 2014. But when they played these shows, because I said they were like the preseason, their warm-up for their summer tour, they didn't normally just play, they did play some of their hits, but they didn't play just their hits. They played a lot of deep cuts. One year, they dragged out this white grand piano. Greg Allman came out on stage, and he did a solo version of Rain by the Beatles. It was just amazing. So this month, on Kit's Rock Review here on Facebook, I'm going to post a video of the Allman Brothers every night because March Madness for me means the Allman Brothers. And now, if you don't know, if you've never gotten into the Allman Brothers, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you've never gotten in, but you want to get in nowadays, and you don't know where to start because they do have a lot, between their own studio albums, between the solo material they had, between a lot of these side projects. You're not quite sure where to start. You could always start. You could always be a wimp and start with, a greatest hit CD like this, or this is an early greatest hit CD from the 70s, or, this is one of their later greatest hits after their reunion years. But that's boring. It's got, don't get me wrong, Good Clean Fun is on this one, No One to Run With, End of the Line, Nobody Knows, Where It All Begins, it's all on here. it's all good stuff. But it doesn't have some of the deeper cuts, like Everybody's Got a Mountain to Climb or Soul Shine, So why would you, this one obviously has got Ramblin' Man, Statesboro Blues, Jessica. But this doesn't have the Mountain Jam on it. Doesn't have, doesn't have Stormy Monday. It does have Whippin' Post. Doesn't have Pony Boy, which isn't on this either. So, but if you want to get in, if you want to get into the Allman Brothers and you don't want to stick with one of their greatest hits albums, for the early years of the Allman Brothers, I would suggest one of two. I would suggest either Idlewild South, which is their second one, and this is the one where Dickie Betts actually started writing some of the songs on it. So it's got Revival, Don't Keep Me Wondering, Midnight Rider, there's one of their hits, In Memory of Elizabeth Reed, Hoochie Coochie Man, Please Call Home, and Leave My Blues at Home. So that's one of the early ones I would suggest you get if you want to start getting into the Allman Brothers. Or my favorite, a lot of people like Eat a Peach, and Eat a Peach is good. Don't get me wrong, it's got Blue Sky on it, which is my favorite Allman Brothers song. But if you're getting into the band, you might want to try, Brothers and Sisters. By the way, this is Butch Trucks' son when they recorded it. And they don't have, this is different than the other editions I've seen. As you can see, I got the deluxe edition, of course. But Brothers and Sisters, awesome album if you want to get into the Allman Brothers, especially the early Allman Brothers. Wasted Words, this Come and Go Blues, awesome one. But if you want to get into the later version of the band, if you think that's where you want to go in, I would suggest Where It All Begins from the late 90s. It's got Where It All Begins, Everybody's Got a Mountain to Climb, Soul Shine, No One to Run With. Or Or if you want to get really late into the Allman Brothers, get the very last record they ever made. Their very last, not record, the very last studio album they ever made, Hitting the Note. Not a lot of, didn't get a lot of radio play, but it's still one of the best records they ever made. Fire in Line, High Cost of Low Living, Desdemona, Old Before My Time, Heart of Stone, which is a Rolling Stones cover. And if you liked the side project Government Mule, the Allman Brothers recorded a Government Mule song on here, Rockin' Horse. So that's what I would suggest if you want to get into the Allman Brothers. But as I said, this month on Kit's Rock Review, I will be posting a video, an Allman Brothers video every day. In fact, as soon as I finish this, video, I'm going to go post an Allman Brothers song. So stay tuned. Every day, new Allman Brothers song will be coming on Kit's Rock Review because it's March Madness, and for me, March Madness means these guys, the Allman Brothers Band. So stay tuned, okay? We'll be back in a second with a video by the Allman Brothers.